This week on the Hooters Tour with Lee Moore and Kim Breel.
Coming up this half hour, our players are at the beautiful Bear Lakes Country Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. We'll crown a first-time champion on the Hooters Tour for the '94 season, and we'll hear from the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus. We'll also go inside the Boast Apparel Company to see their operation, and we'll talk to two of our points leaders about the Naturally Fresh $100,000 bonus race. All that and more coming up in the next half hour.
Don't miss out on the Hooters 500, the most exciting race event of the year, and a ticket package you can't get elsewhere. The package includes Hooters 500 reserved seats in the Eastern Grandstand, the ARCA Championship Saturday, and an invitation to the Champions Party on the floor of the Georgia Dome Saturday night. A farewell tribute to Harry Gant, drivers, crews, cars, the Miss Hooters 500 contest, and party to the live music of Charlie Daniels. These are the tickets and party everyone's talking about. So call 1-800-HOOT-500. That's 1-800-466-8500.
Fellow Americans, I realize that not everyone is a powerful lobbyist or owns a huge poultry conglomerate, and many of you may be a little short on cash after the middle-class tax increase I sucker punched you with. But if you still want to contribute to my legal defense fund, Hooters Restaurants is donating 1 out of every 10 chicken wings they sell to go toward feeding my lawyers. So please, go to Hooters and buy as many chicken wings as you can afford. Thank you.
Earn their wings every day.
Hooters, it's not just a restaurant, it's an adventure.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Sunshine State. I'm Lee Moore.
And I'm Kim Breel.
And Kim, I would like to say for a large part of the time, we could call this the Sunshine State this last week. Now, we're at the Bear Lakes Country Club this week, and some of our sunshine, though, was of the liquid variety.
This is our 18th event of the season, and again, our Naturally Fresh Foods $100,000 bonus points race is commanding a lot of attention. Coming into Bear Lakes and the Boast Classic, 5 players are still alive, with a couple of those guys at the head of the list.
Last year I went to the Ledbetter School, and Patty McGowan helped me out tremendously. And you know, my bat around is 72, 73 now, and I'm capable of shooting 64, 65. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and with the points being, you know, rewarding second, third, and fourth really well, that keeps you going when you're, you know, you might be 1 over, 2 over, and just to make the cut and have a good weekend, you know, you pick up 150 points right there. The points really kept me going this year.
I think it's really up to Andy now. The ball is in his court. There's not enough emphasis on winning a golf tournament right now. So to win a golf tournament isn't going to really get you very much more than finishing top 5. So the reward to win a golf tournament from here on out is really monetarily. It doesn't have anything to do with the points.
Now, let's check that top 5 list in our Naturally Fresh bonus points race. A quick review on how the points are awarded. Now, it's 200 for first place, and then various increments all the way down to 28 points for 60th place. And the only other way you gain points would be by shooting the low round of the day, each of the 4 days, and that's good for 5 points. So keeping in mind the big points race and the $15,000 first place check and the 200 points for first place, let's go out on one of the great courses in all of this state for rounds 1 and 2. The Bear Lakes Country Club course measures just over 7,000 yards and is truly one of the best tests for the Hooters pros this season. This event, though, is going to be hampered all week long by rain, as more than 8 inches of the wet stuff is going to fall during the event week. Golf's biggest name, Jack Nicklaus's visit throughout the week. His son Gary is making an appearance in the Boast Classic. And speaking of Gary, let's go out to hole number 16, which is a good par 4, and see what his group is doing. Scott McCarron of Rancho Marietta, California, is going to get up and down from the greenside bunker, and his 4 is a good one. Scott's going to have some putting problems, though, this week. This is his first tournament back after being off for about a month, and in that time, he managed to win the Long Beach Open, which paid one of his biggest checks ever, $25,000. Also at hole number 16, T. Burton does a good job of getting his chip close enough to get a routine par. The Shelby native and University of North Carolina graduate missed the last cut at Myrtle Beach, but he's in the field here for the weekend. Again, Nicklaus is going to get his par here on a nice putt. Meanwhile, over at hole number 15, Chan Reeves from Dunwoody, Georgia, is going to get his par from the bunker. Chan is going to miss cut, though, after a 77 on the first day of play. Andrew Morris, he's out of Needham, Massachusetts, and he's the points leader, and more looking like the man to beat for the $100,000 Naturally Fresh Foods Award, will get his par on the final hole on Thursday, and this is going to leave him at even par for the day, but Andrew will be solid for the weekend. At the 18th hole, Nicholas of West Palm is going to pick up a par, and for the day, he'll post an even 72. Dad Jack says Gary drives the ball well, but just can't get enough of his putts to drop. The best score on Thursday is going to be posted by Eric Johnson of Eugene, Oregon. Eric continues to impress with his low numbers. Today, it was 65, and he gets the Naturally Fresh bonus check of $100. The cut for this year's tournament is going to be at 2 over par, and that's 146. There will be 72 players going after the $100,000 purse for the weekend. Brian Wagner and Craig Perks, a couple of non-winners this year, hold a 2-shot lead on the field after 36 holes of play. Wagner is from Irving, Texas, and Perks is from Lafayette, Louisiana, by way of New Zealand. The two guys at 7 under par are Scott Gardner of Clinton, Tennessee, and Steve Carter of Jacksonville, Florida, a couple of young fellows that have made noise earlier in the year. Now, there are 3 at -6. Lan Gooch of Houston, Mississippi, Eric Johnson, who had problems on Friday, shooting a 73 after a fine 65 on Thursday, and Andrew Morris of Needham, Massachusetts are the others. Now, Morris tied for the low round of the day on Friday with a 6 under par 66. 4 players are 4 shots in back of the leaders. They are Mike Schwartz of Phoenix, Arizona, Brian Contact, also of Phoenix, Jack O'Keefe of Little Rock, Arkansas, and defending champion right here at this tournament, Marion Dantzler of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Now, Kim, it's going to take a while due to some real stormy conditions, about 1.5 inches of rain, if you remember, in about 20 minutes to get in the 3rd round of action. But with the help of a great maintenance crew here at Bear Lakes, we will get it in.
When we return, we're going to show you what happened in the Monday qualifier, where 40 players tried for 10 spots. And we're going to take you for a little visit to one of the top golf apparel companies in the country. Boast, for those who don't have to, is their motto.
Hi, I'm Lana from the West Palm Beach Hooters. There's more to come on the Hooters tour.
Who's getting happy? Who's having fun? Who's been to Hooters? Come on, everyone, it's at Hooters. Hooters. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Good times, great food, fun music, what a hoot. Hooters. Hooters. Everybody's getting happy at Hooters.
Now swing your partner round and round on the best dang caller in this town.
You know, there are only a few Bud Lights left.
Okay! Head out the door, you gals and men. Don't stop till you hear from me again. Get on out of here. See ya. Say hello to your mama. Bye-bye.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
How we gonna get paid?
At Hooters, our girls earn their wings every day.
Hooters, it's not just a restaurant, it's an adventure.
Now, one of the larger qualifiers was held before the Boast Classic on Wednesday. Our medalist was Rodney Butcher. He had a fine 7 under par 65. Bobby Collins, Jim Miller, and Hans Albertson got into the tournament with 2 under par scores of 70. 6 players shot 71. Kim, I'm not really certain of this, but at least I can say for the 4 years I've been with the tour, we've never lost a Pro-Am due to the rain. But this week, our luck sort of ran out. Officials here, though, deemed the course too wet to play on Wednesday.
When there was no Pro-Am late, we lost a real opportunity to check out some great-looking golf shirts that members of the Boast team would have been wearing. Now, bearing that in mind, we thought we would take you inside the plant where it's dry and let you take a gander at the anatomy of a smart-looking golf shirt, along with lots of other apparel.
I'm ready.
Boast, for those who don't have to. This successful golf and tennis apparel company was started over 20 years ago by Bill St. John.
I was a tennis pro at the time, and there wasn't a lot of resources out there supplying us, so we saw some opportunity there. So I'd say that was one of the main reasons.
Today, after much perseverance, Boast has developed into an international apparel company with accounts in Japan, South America, and Mexico, and of course, distribution in all 50 states.
We have machines that date back to 20 years ago when we first started. There are basic mechanical pieces of equipment all the way up into very sophisticated computer machines today from Japan and West Germany. A lot of Tajimas at this point in time.
The Boast facility is roughly 35,000 square feet with 50-some odd employees, not counting the sales force. A good month pumps out about 50,000 pieces of quality product.
I mean, it's one of our key marketing strategies to produce as high a quality or higher quality product than anybody else at a very reasonable price. And I mean, it limits things we can do as far as maybe advertising and player promotion and stuff like that. But we're still trying to keep most of our value in the product, and we're doing a lot of grassroots type development with young pros and PGA pros and stuff like that to show them here's our basic product quality.
And of course, Boast's involvement with the Hooters Tour has been a great marketing avenue in the golfing industry.
It's given us a tremendous amount of exposure out there in the golf business. I mean, for us to associate a name with the Jordan Tour, now the Hooters Jordan Tour has given us so much more name brand recognition with all the golf professionals. A lot of these young kids here that are coming into the game and seeing what we're doing for the sport. I think the exposure's been tremendous.
One of our real solid players out here is a young man who's going to be getting married in the next few months. He's also one with a famous name from professional golf. DeWitt Weaver III has played on the Hooters Tour for more than 3 seasons.
I wasn't sure if I was playing the game for myself or for my dad, or if I wanted to prove to people that I could be as good as my father. And my dad's had some good success in the game and is doing real well on the senior tour. And so sometimes it's tough to try to fill the shoes of him. And when I try to do that, the game gets harder and harder. So what I try to do is just focus in on the game and feel like that I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm just out here playing the game and enjoying myself and just trying to make a name for myself. You know, sometimes I wish I had a different name, but other times I think the benefits of being the son of a famous player can be really nice. Really, this is my 6th year out here, and I learned how to make the cut a couple years ago, really. I'm no longer out here to make the cut. My goal is to win one of these things and to be up on the top of the money list. And so the cut is secondary, and like all the sports psychologists say, when you aim high and you miss your goal, if your goal is high enough, you're going to make the cut anyway. And my goal is to win. I'm out here to win these golf tournaments, and I haven't been right in there till the end yet, but I will be before the year's over. I'm going to be married in January. I met just a great girl, Michelle Spiceland. I'm going to marry her January 7th, and we're real excited about the wedding. I think that's going to give me some good peace out here too, having a good girl coming along with me. So I'm real pleased. One day that would be nice for them to say, you know, that's the father of DeWitt III, the U.S. Open champion, or something like that. That would be really nice to have someone do that, to kind of turn the tables on him. But if I could ever one day just have just a portion of the success my dad has had, and meet as many nice people as he's met. I think out here I'm starting to I meet so many nice people, and all the people that he's met and the contacts he's made, you know, in the United States and across the whole world. It's just great.
The points battle rages on as we go back out on the Bear Lakes Golf Course for the third and fourth rounds of play. All that coming up next.
Hi, I'm Carla from West Palm Hooters. We'll crown our champion right after this.
So I said to Henny, of course chickens are more important to Hooters than owls.
Who?
Chickens, that's who.
I beg to differ.
Well, beg all you want. Without chickens, there'd be no chicken sandwiches or chicken salad, or Hooters' famous chicken wings. There'd be no Hooters if it weren't for chicken.
It's really not wise to even argue the point.
That's because I'm right.
No, that's because you're not going to be around long anyway. Chicken.
Naturally fresh, simply delicious. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. You'll taste the quality. The quality, preservative free. We always have been, always will be. Naturally, it's simply delicious. Naturally fresh, it's a lifestyle.
Are you still drinking the old thing? Try the next thing, Powerade. With 33% more carbos than Gatorade and a taste you can really slam. Powerade, the next thing.
Now heading into the third round of action again, our leaders at 9 under par, Brian Wagner and Craig Perks with 135 totals.
Beautiful West Palm and the Bear Lakes Country Club. Warm temperatures and 6 to 8 players with eyes on that $15,000 first place check. Andrew Morris, still looking for his first victory of the year, started the day 3 strokes back of our leaders, Wagner and Perks. Morris will fire a 4 under par round of 68 to move into second place, entering the final round. Eric Johnson will birdie number 5 on his way to a 3 under par round of 69. He is camped at 9 under par and 4 strokes off the lead. Scott Gardner of Clinton, Tennessee follows rounds of 70-67 with a third round 70. A birdie on number 1 moves him to 8 under par, and 11 holes later, Scott will birdie the par 5 12th hole to go to -9. He will be a threat on Sunday. Steve Carter of Jacksonville, Florida, entered round 3 2 strokes off the pace. With his brother caddying and mom and dad in the gallery, Steve will pick up 2 strokes to par, firing a 70. He, along with Gardner and Johnson, will be 4 off the lead entering Sunday's final round. The lead is held by veteran tour professional Craig Perks. Perks, who has yet to make an impact this year as far as consistently placing in the top 10. Last week, though, Perks shot 18 under par and tied for second place. Perks will extend his second round lead to 3 shots. A birdie at number 6 moves him to 12 under par. On the par 3 8th hole, Craig will find the hole in 2 strokes, moving to 13 under par. Again at the 12th hole, Perks will birdie, getting his 3-day total to 14 under par. He will take a bogey at 18 to post a 68, and he will be 13 under for the tournament.
To be honest with you, I've struggled hitting the ball this week. I've really chipped and putted extremely well. Most of the time when I struggle hitting it, it's still going straight and it's in the fairway. I hit some decent iron shots but made a lot of putts.
The 54-hole leaderboard shows Craig Perks of Lafayette, Louisiana with a 3-stroke lead over Andrew Morris. Eric Johnson is in at 9 under par, 4 back, along with Scott Gardner and Steve Carter. Trip Eisenhower of Salisbury, North Carolina, shot a 68 today. He's with 3 others at -7. He is joined by Bo Fennell, Jack O'Keefe, and Mike Swartz. The 3 at 6 under par include Ryan Howison, Marion Dantzler, and Lan Gooch.
So the final 18 holes, just like most of our other tournaments this year, will come down to that last round of play, with several names still in the picture.
Sunday's fourth and final round proved to be trying for both players and staff. The early tee times had several groups finishing Saturday's round due to a 4-hour rain delay. So the final round was double teed and started around 11:30. Our leaders Craig Perks and Andrew Morris didn't get started until mid-afternoon. Scott Gardner, who was making waves on Saturday, continued his press. Here at the par 5 12th hole, Scott cuts the margin to 2 strokes as he moves to 11 under par. Eric Johnson was also trying to make a move and get on a roll. This birdie on the par 3 8th hole gets Eric back to 9 under, where he started the day. Johnson will birdie again at 12, moving to -10. Andrew Morris, our points leader for quite some time now, had moved to within a stroke of Perks by the 4th hole. He would bogey the 6th hole to fall to 2 strokes back of Perks, and that margin would continue through the 12th hole, where Morris birdies to move to 11 under. Perks was playing steady though, a lot of pars, and this birdie at number 12 has him even for the day. 13 under for the tournament, and 2 strokes in front of Andrew Morris and Scott Gardner. Fortunately for Craig, or unfortunately for Morris, Gardner, and Johnson, play was suspended at 5 p.m. with 6 holes still to play. The lightning continued for the next 45 minutes, so round 4 was never completed.
So with play in the 4th round washed out, that means the tournament's going to revert back to a 3-round event or 54-hole tournament. At the end of 54 holes, the scoreboard shows that Craig Perks was your leader at 13 under par. Hence, that makes Perks of Lafayette, Louisiana, the winner of the 2nd annual Bose Classic here in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Again, Craig Perks, your winner in West Palm at Bear Lakes Country Club with a 54-hole total of 13 under par. Andrew Morris finishes in 2nd place with 206 or -10. And Eric Johnson shares 3rd with Scott Gardner and Steve Carter, posting scores of 207 or 9 under par.
I actually would like to have finished. I would always feel better if I'd finished the 72 holes. Fortunately enough, I was in the lead through 54 holes and then also was in the lead through 13 out here today. So sure, I'd like to finish. I'm certainly thrilled to death to win, but ultimately I would like to play 72 holes.
Right after you check out these commercials, we're going to get you some help for your golf game with our player tip and some rules information. And we're going to look at some higher math. That's money and points.
Hi, I'm Carrie from West Palm. We'll be right back with more golf on the Hooters Tour.
At Hooters, our girls earn their wings every day.
Hooters, it's not just a restaurant, it's an adventure.
Fellow Americans, recently it's been reported in the national media that I am preoccupied with Hooters. I wish to state for the record that I have not been sneaking out in the middle of the night and going to Hooters. Reports that I have been seen eating a big plate of nearly world-famous chicken wings are simply not true. It's just another attempt to discredit the policies of this administration. Thank you.
So I said to Henny, of course chickens are more important to Hooters than owls.
Who?
Chickens, that's who.
I beg to differ.
Well, beg all you want. Without chickens, there'd be no chicken sandwiches or chicken salad. Or Hooters' famous chicken wings. There'd be no Hooters if it weren't for chicken.
It's really not wise to even argue the point.
That's because I'm right.
No, that's because you're not going to be around long anyway. Chicken.
I tell you, Lee, after 18 weeks out here, I know a lot about the rules, but not everything.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Doug Fentley, Senior Rules Official for the Hooters Professional Golf Tour. On this week's rules tip, we are going to talk about USGA Rule number 4, which tells us what we can do if we damage or break a club during the normal course of play.
Doug, I need a ruling. I just had a shot here beside the tree and I broke my club in the follow through. What can I do?
Land, in this situation here where you've actually broken the shaft of your club, you may replace that club with any other club because it has become unfit for play during the normal course of play. Land, in your case here where you've actually broken the shaft of your club, the only restriction you have is that you may not borrow another club from any other person playing on the golf course. You may, however, because your car is parked in the nearby parking lot here, without unduly delaying play, you may go over to the trunk of your car and get out another golf club, as long as the total number of clubs that you would then have in your bag does not exceed 14. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us for another rules tip. See you next week, and also at your favorite Hooters restaurant.
Well, Kim, after all this time out here on the Hooters Tour, I've learned a lot about how to improve my game, but not everything. I still need to have some help.
Well, Lee, when the ball comes to rest against the second cut of fringe where the grass behind the ball impedes you using a putter, makes it difficult for that. Some people like to use a sand wedge and hit it in the belly with the bottom of the sand wedge. What I like to do is take my 3-wood and just play it forward in my stance and use my putter grip and just hit it like a putt. And the ball, the 3-wood will slide right through the grass and not grab, and it makes for a smooth stroke. Don't be afraid to try this shot. It's really not that difficult, and we'll see you at your favorite Hooters.
The money picture, with exception of the bonus check, has pretty much been a one-man race. Not so in the points race. Let's take a look at our top 10 in both categories. The official earnings to date still has Dickie Thompson in the number 1 position with a little over $53,000. Eric Johnson moves into second place with $49,000 and some change. Ricky Smallridge moves to third place with Andrew Morris in fourth and Paul Claxton in the 5th position. Rounding out your top 10 is Jimmy Green, Brian Gorman, Craig Perks, Mike Schwartz, and David McCampbell, who's in with a little over $32,000. In our $100,000 Naturally Fresh bonus race, it's looking more and more like Andrew Morris will be the recipient of that big check. He now has a 197-point lead over Ricky Smallridge, who is in second place. Dickie Thompson, who missed the last 2 cuts, is in at third. He still has a chance, but Andrew would have to play very poorly for that to occur. Paul Claxton is in at fourth, Eric Johnson in 5th, Mike Schwartz, Stephen Larrick, Ryan Howison, Jack O'Keefe, and 2 tied for 10, Brian Gorman and Greg Parker.
Obviously, there's going to be more on the line for our top 5 points leaders in the next 2 tournaments.
Our week at Bear Lakes has just given us the opportunity to play one of the best courses, golf courses that is, in the Southeast. A very special thank you to Kevin Murphy and his staff.
It's been quite a pleasure here at Bear Lakes to host the Hooters Jordan Tour for the 2nd year. Mother Nature wasn't too kind to us, but great efforts by the maintenance staff got the golf course in great condition, and it's a great tournament to have here at Bear Lakes.
And certainly it was a lot of fun for us to visit with Jack and Barbara Nicholas, who were following their son Gary, who played in this event. And he also made the cut and had a good tournament. An outstanding player in his own right. That's Gary Nicholas.
Well, I think Gary is like so many other kids today. The hardest thing for them to do is to get on the tour. Is to get their card. Gary's quite capable of competing if he gets out there, and usually when you get out there, if you really have some talent, you'll really learn how to play by playing week after week. And I think that's one of the benefits of your Jordan Tour is that these kids come out here and play week after week, and they're learning how to play. And so that's why it's such a great addition to the game of golf.
We look forward to coming back here next year. Next week, we move up the road, up I-95 to Jacksonville, Florida, and the Magnolia Point Golf Course.
Great layout up there. This is going to be our 2nd trip to Magnolia Point. Now, we remind you, don't forget to stop in at your favorite Hooters. Tell them that Kim and Lee sent you.
This week on the Hooters Tour is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, Naturally Fresh Foods, and by Bud Light.